is saying three things. I want you to write this down, never forget it. Let me give you the three things that he's saying concerning what it means to fight like a soldier. Number one, don't ever quit. That's what he's saying to us. Don't ever quit. Number two, don't ever take a detour. Number three, don't ever be distracted. That's what it means to fight like a soldier. Don't ever quit. Have you given up? Friends, today, there are a lot of reasons why we want to give up on God. God doesn't always answer us the way we want Him to answer us. We live in a tough world. Some are so beaten down. Some of you have been so faithful, and yet you find yourself in the worst circumstances. Just come and take a trip with me through the mountains of Kentucky, and I'll show you every reason for people to want to give up. Go to the hospitals. Be faced with that relentless diagnosis. Continually find yourself in the doctor's office, never getting to the root of the problem. Wake up every day feeling poor and listless and bad. Just try a little bit dose of loneliness. Live by yourself for a while. Have nobody else to talk to. Become unpopular on that campus because you're a Christian. Never be asked to do things. Be pushed out and rejected. Try being bullied for a little while. A lot of reasons as believers that we want to quit. Paul says, fight like a soldier. Don't ever quit. Love what he said at the end of his life. He said, I've fought the good fight of faith. Don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. You young people, 20 of you that were baptized in Genesis today, I'm speaking to you. Don't step out and say, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. Where are you going to be next week? What are we going to look like next year? Is that same fire going to burn on that campus? Are we willing to bring Jesus home? Or are we going to leave Him in the mountains of Kentucky? Don't ever quit. Second thing he says, after telling them to endure hardship, don't ever take detours. This is an interesting thing when he talks about like a good soldier. If don't ever quit means that we need to be enduring. We need to persevere. Don't ever take a detour means that we are called to a life of faithfulness. That's what a good soldier is. A good soldier is someone that God can count on. One of my pledges to you, my beloved congregation, someone said to me just recently, what's it like to be pastor of a church same church for nearly 20 years? I said the call to serve and the call to faithfulness hasn't changed not one bit. Just because I told my wife that I loved her 3 weeks ago doesn't mean to say that I need to tell her that I love her today. All of us are in that. I'm challenging you as a congregation. Some of you are sitting here this morning and next week God won't smell you for dust. The turnaround ratio in the church is alarming, and it is disgusting in the nostrils of a holy and a righteous God. I admonish fellow believers in Christ, be faithful. Be faithful. Every time I see, I'm just sharing from my heart, folks. It bothers me greatly when I see young people growing up in our church. I see all the ministries. I see deacons and people and Sunday school groups taking meals and loving and serving and fellowshipping, spending time, worshiping together. And that son, that daughter graduates from high school, and all of a sudden the parents disappear. Where are you? You mean you came to church just because of your children? Had a couple just recently in our church. I just noticed that they weren't anywhere to be found. Didn't see them. Loved them so much. And I mentioned it to somebody. And with a sweep of a hand, oh no, they just moved to another church. Never said a word. Boo-bar, kiss my foot. Goodbye, hello. Boy, it's hot outside. Or thank you for years and years of love and fellowship. Just suddenly up and gone. Be faithful. We're suffering from a lack of faithfulness among the American people. We no longer stand true to our heritage. We no longer stand up and are counted because of those who have gone before us. How much more so when it comes to the things of God? Fight like a soldier. Stand up for Jesus Christ. Don't ever quit. Don't ever take detours. God never sanctions little sideline shows as far as He is concerned. Don't take time off from God. And the third thing that He says is don't ever be distracted. That little passage there where He says, no one serving as a soldier gets involved in civilian affairs. He wants to please his commanding officer. I've always had such a deep affection for the military. When I began to read that, I just thought about our men and women in uniform. A lot of things that you can teach a rookie. I've been in those boots before. Boot camp. Many of you have. I think one of the things that we learn in boot camp is a multifaceted approach as to what it means to be a good soldier.